You would think that now is the best time to start getting creative and start making videos and start a YouTube channel, all that good stuff. Because I'm home, I'm quarantined, I don't have a job. I gotta do something, right? And yet I feel incredibly, I don't want to say guilty, but I feel, that was my ankle. But I feel like doing so, like getting creative, making videos, detracts from everything that's going on right now. Because there's so much going on right now. And we have to focus on those things. I don't want to distract people from the reality of our situation, because the reality of our situation friggin' sucks. How the hell did we get here? So let's backtrack. Let me explain my situation as to why, I guess I'm talking to myself here. Why haven't I started my YouTube channel? Why haven't I, gotten creative and actually made things? Well, first of all, there is a global pandemic that's happening. People are dying, people are getting sick, and people aren't wearing their masks. That global health crisis has affected me tremendously. That, coupled with everything going on in regards to police brutality and fighting fascism and just this world that is slowly but surely really turning into an Orwellian nightmare, as if it wasn't already. Now it really is. And it's stressful as hell. And I know I'm being affected by the stress because I normally have very clear skin. Not to brag. No mean to flex there. It's like a very humble brag, but I normally have very clear skin. And lately I've been breaking out with tiny little zits. I have one here, I have one here. I even have one that just formed today on my eyelid. What the fuck? That's also got me stressed out, and it's occupying a lot of my mental capacities. I'm educating myself a lot on police brutality, on the history of of the United States specifically, but it's definitely a worldwide thing. Anti-Black racism is a worldwide thing. It is a worldwide threat. I've been learning about how white supremacy has formed my entire reality, and it fucking sucks because I'm not even white. I'm Cuban, I'm Latino. I have white skin, I'm white passing, but yo soy cubano como mierda. So part of that awakening, part of that fight for what is right, fight for the lives of marginalized people who have been marginalized since the friggin' dawn of man. It occupies a lot of my time. It occupies a lot of my mental faculties and my emotional faculties. I spend a lot of my days reading. I've got a whole bunch of books lately, but right now I'm reading Nobody by Mark Lamont Hill, and that goes in depth into each and every major case, like Michael Brown, Freddie Gray, Sandra Bland, Eric Garner, Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice. It doesn't just take the case and show you what's going on, it shows you everything that historically led up to that moment. And it shows you how all of history put Michael Brown exactly where he was in Ferguson. It put Eric Garner at risk for selling Lucy's, and he got killed for it. I could go on about that, and it's not an excuse. I'm not using that as an excuse as to why I haven't started my YouTube channel amidst the quarantine. It's not an excuse, but it definitely is something that makes me think, okay, when all of these things are happening in the world right now, who am I to make videos about some stupid shit? Part of me is like, yeah, people could use the distraction, and it's important to disconnect. It is important to disconnect for your mental health, for your sanity, for my own sanity, for my own mental health. It's important to disconnect. But at the same time, we have to keep fighting. We have to keep fighting this. It's ridiculous what's going on out there, what's been going on. And the more days go by, the more craziness just ensues from leadership. So yeah, I haven't really got my channel started specifically because of everything going on. On top of everything going on, my work situation. Let's talk about that. I worked at a restaurant. It's tricky with restaurants and pandemics because people go out to eat. Somebody sneezes. That sneeze goes around. Other people are eating. People get sick. It happens. It's human nature. So my restaurant first got closed in March. I had signed up for unemployment benefits immediately after it closed, and I didn't get anything. I didn't get any benefits at all. I was deemed ineligible. I got no benefits. I didn't even get the $1,200 stimulus check that Donald Trump allegedly sent everybody. Yeah, I didn't get it. I didn't get any help. I was out of work for a month and a half, and that month and a half was the worst. I was in my house the entire time, didn't go out anywhere. I didn't get sick or anything, so don't worry about that. I was in my house the entire time with my mom, who also got laid off the week after I got laid off. So no matter how much I wanted to get creative, I always have somebody in the house, and I get really, really self-conscious about doing things when people are in the house. And it really fucks with me because before all of this, I would have my days to myself. I would go to work, and then I would come home and see my family, and that's it. Now it's like I'm always surrounded by people. I always have someone around me. And it's freaking killing me. Okay. So a little bit of context. In the mornings, when I would wake up, I had the house to myself. And it was delicious. It was so nice. I loved having the house to myself. And then I would go to work, like around 3 o'clock. And sometimes I would see my family in between. Sometimes I wouldn't. But I would go to work at 3 o'clock until the restaurant closed. And then I would come home, see my mom. And I would spend time with my parents on my days off, which usually I had like 1 or 2 during the week. So, I had time for the people that I had at the restaurant. I had time for my family. I had time for myself. And Lord, I love my family. Listen, they have their faults. I love my parents, but I miss my solitude. Anyway, I thought I would clear that up. I don't think I really specified it well enough in the video when I was talking, but yeah, I had my time for myself, and then I had my time for my family, and then I had time for the restaurant. Now, it's like it's all family, and it's driving me crazy. But anyway, month and a half goes by, I get no benefits, I get nothing while I'm out of work, and it's not under my control or anyone's control. May comes along, and I get back to work, and it's when I get back to work that I'm deemed eligible for benefits. And since I'm working, all of those weeks have been excess reductions. Basically, something along those lines saying, since I'm making money, they don't have to give me money. But all the weeks before that are still pending. Fucking sucks, man. So then, now recently, we have the spike going up again. The restaurant closed again. And then the other day I got a call from the owner of the restaurant saying that they may not reopen at all. So I guess I'm officially unemployed. Luckily, I still have the unemployment thing, so I think now that I'm making no money again, and at least I'm like eligible now, I guess they'll send me the money. It's just so much with fucking money. Now I have nothing else to do. I'm like, well, I guess I can get my channel started. But at the same time, all these other extraneous circumstances are happening, and I'm like, fuck. I just feel like, like, what am I bringing to the table? I'm a creative person, and it's important to talk about these issues. But I guess that's another question. What do I want to create? So, what the hell do I even want to make? I do love making films. I do love abstract films, like art films, experimental things like that. I like that. Another main thing that I wanted to do when I started my channel was to focus on niche fragrances, because I like smelling good, and I have a pretty powerful olfactive sense, in the sense that I connect it with pictures and images, and I like describing those images, and I feel like that was something that I could have done relatively well. But thinking about it, I'm like, let's see, all of these things are happening in the world right now. Who wants to listen to some random dude talk about niche fragrances? Also, now that I have no job, how am I going to afford said niche fragrances? I have money saved up, but who knows how long this is going to go on for. I also really like books. I really like reading. In fact, earlier on in the pandemic, in quarantine, I was reading what I was reading at the time, which I'm still reading, The Count of Monte Cristo. I also read The Mask of the Red Death. That was a fun one. Very apropos. I like reading, but one, there's only so much that I can read before I go into the territory of copyright infringements. And two, I just continued reading The Count of Monte Cristo without recording myself because it was taking very long, and I'm now in chapter 40, and I kind of don't want to just reread it now. So now I'm here talking about potentially starting my channel, and I don't know if I want to go down that road or if I want to go down the road of doing something else. I don't know what I want to do, but I know that getting started is the important part. So how the hell do I get started? So one of the main things that stopped me from actually getting started is the lack of privacy in my own home. Yes, I have my own bedroom. I have 4 walls around me, but they're very transparent walls, i.e. sound carries very easily. And it's not that I feel self-conscious that I would be creating things with people in the house. It's more of, one, I don't want to get interrupted. I don't like being interrupted while I'm in the flow of something, and then I gotta knock on the door, and then I have to be like, what? Exhibit A. Another thing that's been stopping me from getting started officially is having the time. And that's kind of funny because we're quarantined. There's nothing else to do. What better time than the present, right? When you have people in the house. See, right now, my mom's coming out the door. And I don't want her to see me at my window recording. It's so annoying. Okay, so you're just gonna have to look at this beautiful mosaic. Ignore my nightstand. Actually, I'll walk you through what's on my nightstand real quick. We have the lovely Alexa. What time is it?
The time is 3:49 p.m.
Love that. There's 2 essential oils. One is peppermint. The one that is on the lamp is peppermint. The one that is on the diffuser in the back is eucalyptus. I have a fake candle, which is that yellow one, and I have a salt rock candle holder, which is that white rock thing there. Then you see my headphones, and there's a little paper thing back there of for rolling quarters. Hi, did you miss me? So that's mainly it. Another thing that stopped me from getting started is not knowing what to get started on. I'm a very multifaceted human being, and I don't know what to focus on. I mean, I'm focusing on this now, so that's a start. I know that partly I also feel a little not insecure. My thing really goes from like self-consciousness and insecurity. It's very interesting, very interesting. I need a therapist. So the important thing is to get started. And so now I'm getting started. This is me getting started. This is me getting started to start my channel. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want. Like the video if you want. Do what you want. I appreciate you for sticking along. Hope to see you all again soon with another great video about nothing. When to replace sponges. How to tell if your scrubber has had it. Dish sponge. If it smells or has loose pieces, or if the cleaning surface is damaged. Kitchen countertop or bathroom cleaning sponge, when the surface tears or becomes damaged. Floor mop or toilet sponge as soon as it gets snags or loose pieces. Shower puff. If it develops an odor or changes color, or after 4 to 6 weeks, whichever comes first, natural sponges should be replaced after a month of usage.